Hi there, Tyler and Greg here from River Solutions, here to talk a little bit today about the River Robot and how it's used in lean simulations. So, Greg, could you tell me a little bit more about the lean simulations you do with the River Robot?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been using this kit for 20 years and it's great. I think it goes above and beyond some of the other kits that are out there in the field. Um, I've used it and facilitated with it for over this time, and it was developed by David Jones. And when he retired, he asked if we could take on his intellectual property and continue the selling of this kit. So we rebranded it as the River Robot Lean Simulation Kit, and are continuing to use and facilitate to this kit today.
And how exactly is it used within different organizations? Is this something for organizations that already have established lean processes? Is it sort of a tool to implement those processes into an organization? How do you go about sort of using that?
Yeah, a lot of times companies will, uh, have lean programs. They use lean manufacturing out in their shops, and but as we know, a lot of people will just hire these people and then attach them to a worker that's out on the floor, and they're just kind of looking around and not sure what's actually going on. And as we know that lean practice isn't always intuitive. It's sometimes counterintuitive. So people may hesitate. They're not sure they're doing the right thing, or they're not following that process. This kit, really gives you a real insight into what lean manufacturing means. And you can talk to this kit as you would be out on the shop floor, so that they understand what lean manufacturing is right in your organization when they do get out to the shop floor. So we really want to engage those employees and ready to be part of the continuous improvement culture. These simulations are interactive, so people are actually solving problems after each simulation phase, and so they really get to really understand what it means to be lean, and how people lead in a lean environment. Um, this is also a ready-made program that you really don't have to develop. You just have to learn how to use the kit, and it teaches all the lean concepts while still having fun. In fact, I'll just jump right in here. This kit um, uh, is a tool for everyone to experientially learn of the fundamentals of lean practice. It utilizes Legos to build robots, and we learn and through 4 phases. We'll go from a chaotic batch process to a very methodic pull process, single piece flow pull process, where these kits are done in the right order, in the right time, and satisfying the customer in the right way.
And it sounds like this kit brings a lot of value to an organization, being able to bring on new employees, bring them up to speed, but also get everybody on the same page that's already been with the organization. I know I have a little bit of background into lean manufacturing
Sure.
and some different processes and simulations, but could you share just a little bit more about some specific concepts and ideas that this simulation and kit sort of teaches?
Yeah, absolutely. In three, this simulation takes about 3 hours to go through all 4 phases, and through all 4 phases, you get everything from the raw definition of what lean manufacturing is. You do a little bit of root cause analysis. Um, we even show you how to do value stream mapping. We don't do a map, but we show what it is and how it fits into the manufacturing environment. I do waste identification and what's value added and non-value added. We do a little 5S work and do some workplace organization. We use those Kanban visual controls to meter the process, and create that single piece flow. Do pull production, and in the end, we do that pull production right from the customer. So the customer is pulling exactly what they need at the right time, and we're filling the demand in the right order. So it really works on developing this lean culture, and knowing how lean works before you even get onto the shop floor.
Gotcha. Um, that's a lot of different concepts that it sort of delves into. Is
Absolutely.
that sort of all at once, or what does that sort of process look like through the simulation? Are there what are the different sort of elements of the simulation?
Yeah, so the methodology is really we go through this first phase where we really create a little bit of chaos. We have batch processing with a poor layout. People get up and they go over and get their own materials from the warehouse. They work to a pre-described forecast, so it's not necessarily in the order where the customer wants it. And each of the stations are not even. So there's whip pile up, and there's some people working hard and some people not working as hard. It really is kind of a chaotic situation. But over the 4 phases, we do this. These are 6-minute sessions that go, and so what we'll do is we'll teach you what lean is and then have this process. Then we'll go in and we'll teach a concept and then do another phase and teach another concept and do another phase. So in phase 2, we're really going to level out and use others to deliver material and do some end-to-end processing where people aren't walking around so much. They're just passing it off to the next process. Then in phase 3, we actually introduced Kanban and single piece flow, do some pull production and standardized work so people know exactly what they need to do. And once we fill the pipeline of work, and then in phase 4, we level the workflow and make sure everything's under takt time, so we're meeting the demand of the customer, and the customer is pulling exactly what they need instead of working to that forecast. So everything is working really smoothly and working really well. So they really have a great sense of accomplishment once they get done.
I really like seeing sort of the development from one phase to the next of getting more lean and more efficient within the same process, but sort of doing it in a more efficient way.
Right.
Are there ways to see sort of in real time at the end of each of these phases the results that sort of come from each of those phases?
Yeah, absolutely. Just the nature of just the nature of the simulation. We really set them up for failure in the very first phase, um, and they kind of see, oh, this didn't go well at all. And what we do is we count up all of the WIP, we count up all the material that was used. Might have scrap. This has a quality component to it as well, and they see how much is on the shop floor, and that equates to a daily or phased dollar amount that they may have won or lost. So, in the first phase, during the chaos phase, they lose a lot of money, and then in phase 2, they'll, once we line everything out, they'll lose a little less money, and then in phase 3, once we put in Kanban, then they're sort of at a break-even point, and then when we line everything out and meet the customer's demands, we're in a winning position and we're becoming profitable. So they really see the impact of how these can really help a manufacturing situation.
So if you were to sort of summarize the different takeaways for an organization going through this process or buying the kit, how would you sort of summarize that?
Yeah, first off, whether you're a lean leader and deep diving into certain concepts or just brand new to it, using the kit is a real experiential and relatable way to communicate these concepts and see what the cause and effect is by using these. The other piece of this is that it's random. As you can see, we use chips to identify what is the build order that we wanted in based on customer need, and we also use metrics to track how well we're doing and what we're doing. So all of these things are fundamental concepts of a lean culture, and we really do take those abstract lean concepts and turn them into real tangible, relatable things that you can execute on the shop floor. And then we also, promote this real sense of teamwork, that we can solve problems together as a team, and it's fun. There's a real sense of accomplishment at the end.
So for an organization that was sort of interested in buying this kit or going through the process, the simulation process as a whole, what are the different options for either getting the kit? What is sort of your role in sort of the rollout of this program? How exactly
Right.
does that all work?
Yeah, if you guys are well into a lean culture and a lean program, you already have maybe a lean boot camp that you are going with. You already probably have and you can integrate this tool right into that boot camp and teach people how to use lean on the shop floor right away. If you're in a consortium situation or a smaller organization where you just want to get introduced into Lean, then oftentimes companies will give us a call and we'll bring our kit to you, where you can where we deliver it and learn about lean manufacturing, and then that might spar other interests in the organization, and where you can do more kaizens and do more implementation of the tools that you have. If people buy kits and they have no idea how to facilitate it, we're happy. We'd actually bring the kit with us, and we would do a train the trainer program where one day we do an introduction to the kit, the next day we actually do a facilitation, and I'm just supporting everyone and supporting the process for the facilitators, which really gives you a head start. Not only does it give you a head start in learning how to simulate, but we also give you the slides that go with it, so that you don't have to think about what you need to develop in order to deliver the kit.
And so if someone were to be interested in purchasing the kit or talking to you a little bit more about the kit, find out some more information, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, we encourage everybody just to reach out. You can get more information on our website, riversolutions.com. You can buy a kit right now, and right now we have a 20% off with a promo code of Robot20. That'll be available for till the end of March. And or you can reach out to me directly and ask me questions, either by calling or sending me an email. And we'd love to answer any questions and get you into a new kit for your training programs.
Well, thanks, Greg. That's a lot of great information, and I hope a lot of people take you up on that offer.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Tyler, and appreciate you asking these questions for this kit.
Yeah, absolutely.